Ever wake up one day and think, you know what? Life's been a little too stable lately. I should really ruin that. Well, congratulations. We've found the perfect relocation guide for you. This isn't just a list of bad cities. No, this is a masterclass in urban disappointment. We're talking about places where opportunity goes to die, where crime takes lunch breaks, and where the local economy is powered entirely by irony and expired optimism. These are cities that seem specifically engineered to test the limits of human patience. The roads are cracked, the schools are underfunded, and if you want a job, well, let's just say the now hiring signs are mostly decorative. So if you're looking for a fresh start and a faster descent into existential dread, you've come to the right video. And before we dive into this parade of urban misfortune, quick reality check. Over 97% of you are watching without subscribing, which honestly fits the theme. Why commit to something that might actually benefit you? But seriously, hit that subscribe button. It's the smartest decision you'll make in the next 10 minutes. But I warn you, this video is intended only for entertainment and commentary only, and is not meant to be taken as literal advice or a reflection of every resident's experience. So, I welcome you to the 12 worst cities to move. If you absolutely hate yourself, let's begin the tour of regret. Number 12, Stockton, California. Bankruptcy scars still streak every block in Stockton. City Hall swore the 2012 collapse was ancient history. Yet bonded debt keeps siphoning funds that should fix crumbling roads or hire more than a skeleton police crew. Walk downtown at noon, and the 105-degree valley heat feels like a hairdryer laced with dust. Nightfall swaps sweat for gunshots. Violent crime doubles a national norm, making a safe commute a coin flip. Employers? Mostly logistics warehouses paying wages that vanish after rent, which itself is inexplicably 50% above national averages. The result? Families juggling 3 gigs to afford one sagging roof. Potholes detonating tires faster than paychecks can cover replacements, and a skyline built from for lease signs. Stockton isn't a comeback story. It's a looping rerun of missed opportunity. Even downtown revitalization efforts look like a mirage. Developers slap fresh paint on buildings no one wants to lease, hoping tourists will forget they're surrounded by shuttered businesses and panhandlers. Civic optimism comes cheap here. Just rebrand every failed project as up and coming, then quietly shelve it 2 years later. The truth is, Stockton has been coming up for over a decade without ever arriving. You're not just fighting poverty in Stockton, you're fighting hopelessness in every hallway. The schools are underfunded, and the dropout rate is stubbornly high. Local kids grow up learning more about survival and opportunity. It's hard to study for finals when police sirens are your bedtime lullaby and the nearest grocery store just boarded up. And don't expect to unwind on weekends. Stockton offers few safe places to relax. Public parks are either neglected or unofficial open-air drug markets. Trying to have a picnic feels more like playing a game of how fast can I get out of here without stepping on a needle? If life here had a motto, it'd be lower your standards or leave. Number 11, Springfield, Missouri. Springfield sells small-town charm, then ambushes you with big city crime. Meth labs still pop up in suburban basements, yet public data insists unemployment is fine. The trick? Most openings hover around $12 an hour. Barely enough to foot a grocery bill. Residents dodge 200+% above average violent crime while crawling through traffic lights, seemingly timed by a mad scientist. But they can't pick a lane either. Ice storms slam power lines, tornado watches flash across phone screens, and triple-digit humidity bakes the pavement by July. It's a place where hope clocks in late and quits early. Downtown feels like a past at Carnival. Bright lights masking deeper decay. Quirky bars and restaurants try to signal culture. But walk a block further and it's boarded windows and peeling paint. Crime doesn't hide in alleys here. It's part of the scenery. And when locals talk about Springfield's weird charm, it's usually code for we tolerate chaos with a smile. Infrastructure is like a choose-your-own-nightmare simulator. Potholes are more common than crosswalks, and roads flood every time the sky sneezes. Good luck navigating with Google Maps. It'll reroute you straight into a construction zone that's been under repair since 2017. Public transit is a joke, unless your idea of a good time is waiting 90 minutes for a bus that never shows. You know it's bad when even the suburbs feel stressed. Outlying neighborhoods have turned into half-finished housing dreams now stalked by foreclosure notices and stray dogs. The promise of peace outside the city core? A myth. Springfield gives you the chaos of urban decay without the benefits of a big city. Lose-lose. Number 10, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Segregation slices Milwaukee into economic islands. Lakefront condos for the few, boarded duplexes for the many. Manufacturing muscle once defined the city. Today, it's limp, replaced by service wages that never keep pace with rent. Violent crime hovers around triple the national figure, and winter drags for 9 punishing months. Potholes expand like crater colonies. The city's quick-fix solution is to dump gravel, pray, and repeat. Summer finally arrives, alongside mosquitoes thick enough to write their own mayoral campaign. And then the cold boomerangs back. Milwaukee isn't a challenge. It's an endurance trial. Downtown developments rise while the neighborhoods decay. Gentrification hits one block like a storm. Brew pubs, yoga, overpriced coffee. Then skips the next 3, leaving them in ruin. You're either paying $2,400 for a studio or dodging gunfire outside a liquor store. There's no in-between. Even the skyline feels confused. Glass towers next to crumbling churches with graffiti tattoos. Education? If you have kids, prepare for disappointment. Public schools are underfunded and overcrowded, with test scores scraping the bottom nationally. The best case scenario is finding a decent charter school, if you're lucky and well-connected. The worst case scenario? Watching your kid learn more on the street than in class. And then there's the water, literally. Lead contamination still haunts old pipes, and boil advisories pop up like seasonal allergies. Want to stay hydrated? Maybe try bottled. Because in Milwaukee, even turning on the tap feels like a gamble. Number 9, Fresno, California. Think California means beaches? Fresno laughs in sand-free smog. Summers roast at 110 degrees, trapping pollution from highway gridlock in a brown blanket you can taste. Over 20% of residents live below the poverty line, and that stat barely budges because entry-level often means working 2 jobs to rent a studio that feels like a toaster oven. Violent gangs brand entire neighborhoods. Reporting crime is optional when revenge is faster than 911. Meanwhile, housing costs at 37% above the national average, daring you complain as dust devils swirl across abandoned lots. The city layout itself is chaos. Urban sprawl stretches forever without any sense of order or cohesion. Strip malls outnumber grocery stores, and good luck finding a sidewalk that doesn't just end mid-block. The only thing connecting neighborhoods is traffic, and lots of it. Fresno drivers treat red lights as polite suggestions. Cultural life? Forget it. Sure, there are a couple of theaters and festivals, but the bulk of Fresno's entertainment involves finding the least depressing Walmart to kill time in. Locals refer to it as farm prison. You're surrounded by agriculture, but the city itself feels like captivity. The cherry on top? Fresno's tap water sometimes smells like rotten eggs during summer. No joke. And don't ask about the air quality index. It's often so bad that children are warned to stay indoors. It's not a city, it's a slow-motion health hazard. Number 8, Shreveport, Louisiana. Sirens in Shreveport aren't an emergency. They're ambience. Property crimes are 133% above national rates, and violent incidents feel like local programming. Add torrential thunderstorms, hurricane remnants, and summer humidity that clings like wet wool. Nearly 1 in 4 residents slips below the poverty line as industry after industry packs up. Public transit is a punchline, leaving battered roadways as the only option, assuming your car survives catalytic converter thieves. Shreveport is less a city, more a never-ending cautionary note scribbled in police blotter ink. Blight spreads block by block like unchecked mold. Homes collapse in slow motion, right next to businesses pretending to still be open. Even the streetlights flicker like they've lost the will to shine. It's not just run down. It's like someone hit pause on progress and never came back. Medical care? Let's just say you'd better hope you're not in urgent need. The best hospitals are overrun. The worst ones look like film sets for medical horror stories. Residents often have to drive hours to bigger cities for specialized treatment. That is, if their cars still run. And don't be fooled by the Southern charm myth. The local vibe is less warm hospitality, more, what are you doing on my porch? Suspicion runs deep, and friendliness takes a back seat to survival. Shreveport wears its struggles on its sleeve, and it shows in every handshake and boarded-up window. Number 7, Birmingham, Alabama. Steel glory built Birmingham. Deindustrialization hollowed it out. Today, shiny high-rise condos overlook blocks where payday lenders outnumber grocery stores. Violent crime spikes above 300% of the national baseline, and police resources stretch thinner than asphalt during August heat waves. Poverty rings the metro like rust, fueling a school system where textbooks recall Clinton-era pop culture. Commutes crawl through perpetual construction, yet roads still resemble washboards. And tornado sirens remind everyone how fragile hope can feel when the sky turns green. Downtown investment flows like champagne, but it only reaches certain neighborhoods. Head just a few miles out and you hit food deserts, broken sidewalks, and hopelessness etched into porch swings. It's a tale of two Birminghams, one sipping lattes, the other praying not to get evicted. The nightlife promises jazz and soul, but don't stay out too late. Crime after dark escalates fast, especially near transit hubs. Locals know which blocks to avoid, and new residents learn the hard way. It's not urban excitement. It's Russian roulette with streetlights. Even the weather can't cut you a break. Spring brings tornadoes, summer scorches with 100-degree humidity, and winter swings wildly between frost and flooding. Birmingham tests you year-round, and few come out stronger on the other side. Number 6, San Bernardino, California. Route 66 nostalgia can't mask today's reality. San Bernardino is a scorchlit battlefield of budget shortfalls and blaring police radios. Despite exiting bankruptcy in 2022, the city still cancels street lamp repairs to cover payroll. Summers hit 112 degrees. Smog chokes mountain views. 1 in 4 residents falls under the poverty line, and catalytic inverter theft practically operates by punch clock. Even good neighborhoods brace for insurance hikes. Air quality alerts, gridlock on I-215, and sirens echoing through sweltering nights make this inland empire feel more like a besieged outpost. Even the schools are running on fumes. Many lack full-time counselors. Textbooks are held together by duct tape, and students are forced to learn in overpopulated classrooms with broken AC during brutal heat waves. Teachers come go like fast food employees, burnout, underpaid, and unsupported. Crime doesn't just happen here. It circles like a buzzard. Smash and grab retail thefts happen in broad daylight, while cops struggle to cover more square mileage than they have units. Entire commercial corridors are half dead, surviving on pawn shops and liquor stores. If you want to feel unsafe while buying milk, this is your city. And then there's a hopelessness that hangs in the air, thicker than the smog. Local businesses don't just struggle, they vanish. Community events are rare, and when they do happen, they're overshadowed by police presence and low turnout. San Bernardino doesn't feel like it's rebuilding. It feels like it's waiting to be forgotten. Number 5, Cleveland, Ohio. Lake Erie's breeze doesn't freshen a city where abandoned factories loom like iron tombstones. Nearly 30% of people wrestle with poverty, while violent crime eclipses national levels by well over 300%. Winters deliver sub-zero wind tunnels. Summers hand over humidity plus mosquitoes. Infrastructure breaks faster than funding arrives. Water mains burst, asphalt crackles, and each pothole is a potential suspension system euthanasia. Job prospects hinge on healthcare or call centers, meaning every paycheck feels like emergency room triage. Cleveland isn't a joke. It's a warning siren howling across the Rust Belt. You don't stroll in Cleveland. You calculate your path. Some neighborhoods flip between gentrified and war-torn in a single block. Streetlights flicker above sidewalks that look like cracked puzzle pieces. Drive 3 miles in any direction, and the tone shifts from condo optimism to lock your doors and keep moving. The sports teams give people something to rally behind, but even victory parades feel like a distraction from boarded storefronts and rising rent. There's civic pride, sure, but it's pride built on surviving, not thriving. Hope lives here, but it's on life support. Public services constantly lag behind demand. Snowplows arrive late. Garbage pickup skips weeks, and emergency response times test your patience and your luck. You're not just battling poverty or crime here. You're battling entropy. Cleveland is where progress and decay wrestle in slow motion. Number 4, Little Rock, Arkansas. Daylight shootings have become so routine that locals instinctively duck before checking social media for details. Violent crime rockets nearly 400% above the national average, with property crime close behind. Economic ladders are missing half their rungs. Low wages and underfunded schools trap families in an endless loop. Summers wilt at 95 degrees with humidity not even the strongest antiperspirant can conquer. Winters answer with ice storms that glaze bridges into slip-in slides. Cracked sidewalks sprout kazoo, and every third storefront advertises payday loans. Little Rock promises southern hospitality, then serves up danger with a side of despair. City planning looks like it was drawn with a broken ruler. One part of town boasts glassy new hospitals, while others fight to get basic sewer repairs. Grocery stores, often miles away from poor neighborhoods, replaced by dollar stores peddling frozen sugar and regret. The education system is in chronic freefall. Teacher shortages are the norm, after-school programs are luxuries, and dropout rates paint a grim future. Meanwhile, private schools flourish behind fences and cameras, segregating opportunity like it's 1955 again. There's also an air of quiet desperation that you can't ignore. Conversations often drift to escape plans. As soon as I save enough, once my cousin finishes school, maybe next year. For many, Little Rock isn't home. It's a holding pattern they're hoping to survive. Number 3, Baltimore, Maryland. Centuries-old row houses sag like weary prize fighters after one too many blows. Baltimore's murder rate grabs national headlines, but the day-to-day grind is worse. Carjackings during morning commutes, vacant lots doubling as dumping grounds, schools struggling to keep lights on, drug markets operate in plain sight, stalling economic momentum before it starts. Property taxes stay high to plug budget holes, yet basic services still sputter. Add sweltering Chesapeake humidity in summer and nor'easters in winter, and you're left with a city where every step feels like walking a frayed tightrope. The opioid crisis here isn't a statistic. It's your neighbor, your cashier, your cousin. Entire communities are held hostage by addiction and the economy it feeds. Police tape and memorial candles at sidewalks like permanent fixtures. City officials talk big about revitalization, but local residents rarely see the results. Development dollars get funneled downtown, while entire zip codes are treated like afterthoughts. The inner harbor gleams. The rest of the city quietly decays. Baltimore's public transportation is a mess of delays and confusion. Buses break down. Light rail skips crucial stops. And for many residents without cars, getting to work means leaving before sunrise and hoping nothing goes wrong. In Baltimore, getting by is an Olympic event, with no medals, only losses. Number 2, Camden, New Jersey. Camden once fueled America's industrial juggernaut. Now it's a fine print in every Urban Decay article. Even after rebooting the police force, violent crime hammers residents at rates that make national averages blush. Over 30% of households scrape below the poverty line, and employment options rarely climb above minimum wage. Bridges into Philadelphia tempt daily escape, yet tolls mock thin wallets. Schools rank among the state's worst. Infrastructure crumbles, and riverfront redevelopment only highlights how few can afford the shiny condos. Camden offers adrenaline, sure, mostly from dodging reality. Crime here is less an incident and more a rhythm. Residents plan their day around danger zones, and even school commutes come with contingency routes. The idea of public safety feels more theoretical than practical. Empty lots outnumber active businesses, and anything that tries to grow, corner stores, barber shops, family diners, faces a triple threat of robbery, taxation, and apathy. Camden doesn't just lack opportunity, it actively punishes resilience. And while nearby cities bask in economic revitalization, Camden stays stuck in time, a museum of what happens when hope is abandoned and band-aids become policy. It's not just a bad place to move, it's the kind of place that makes you question why anyone stays. Number 1, Gary, Indiana. Gary is the ghost of America's industrial optimism, haunting the southern shore of Lake Michigan. Abandoned steel mills rust beside crisscrossing freight tracks, and entire blocks stand vacant, reclaimed by weeds taller than the broken streetlights. Violent crime runs nearly 150% above already grim national statistics. Nearly one-third of residents live in poverty. Many who can leave do, draining the tax base until the city's budget is a patchwork of emergency grants. Winter winds rip off the lake like serrated knives, while summers blanket everything in muggy haze, breeding swarms of mosquitoes that outnumber job offers. With every storefront shuttered and every promise broken, Gary isn't merely struggling. It's broadcasting a single, relentless message. Turn back while you still can. The schools here feel like abandoned warehouses with bells. Buildings are crumbling, supplies are scarce, and teachers cycle out faster than substitute forms can be printed. For most students, education is less about future success and more about daily survival. Walking through Gary feels like exploring a war zone in slow decay. Burned-out homes sit untouched for years. Street signs are rusted blank. It's not that the city forgot to grow. It forgot to exist for the people still trapped inside it. And despite all this, city leadership continues to pitch revitalization that never comes. Every new project gets swallowed by red tape, poor funding, or outright abandonment. Gary doesn't need slogans or speeches. It needs an exodus plan. And there you have it. 12 cities that make rock bottom look like a lifestyle choice. If moving to any of them sounds appealing, congratulations. You might just be allergic to peace. But hey, if this tour of regret made you feel slightly better about where you live, do something smart for once, like the video and subscribe. Unlike some of these cities, we actually offer value. Don't forget to like the video and hit the subscribe button for more such videos. Thanks for watching. Now, go appreciate your town's working streetlights.